I'm sorry. Okay? I'm sorry. 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 I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, okay?
Hey, you. Welcome back to I'm Sorry, Okay? A podcast where we are watching so much Degrassi. I'm Mary, here with Paul. This week we watched Season 3, Episode 10 of Degrassi Junior High, $20. This episode was written by Catherine Ellis, directed by John Bertram, and originally aired on January 30th, 1989. In this episode, Melanie, determined to go on a date with Snake, commits a desperate act. Shane claims he can't make a child support payment.
A desperate act.
A desperate act.
Wow. Just a quick, before we get into that, just a quick note. It is just me and Mary this week.
Yes.
LD is busy with the grand reopening of the Glasgow Zine Library. So if you happen to find yourself in Glasgow, you should definitely stop by. They are now open and available by appointment only. You can get all the info you need at glasgowzinelibrary.com or on Instagram and Twitter at Glasgow Zine Lib.
Yes, definitely check it out. And LD will be back with us soon.
Yeah.
Okay, so after like a solid 15 minutes or so of research, I regret to inform you that I could not find a song from the 80s called $20.
Yeah, $20 is definitely that. Like, I would never name a song $20.
Surprisingly, there were more modern songs called $20.
Okay. Well,
But in the 80s, not so much.
couldn't be me.
No. Couldn't be me either.
I will say I like it as the title for this episode. I think it's like a fun theme that we like kind of revisit throughout the episode, that like $20, the currency of a single bill, a 20, like really it like pops up several times with like importance.
It really pops up several times in the episode, and also just in regular life, like $20 is still like a very relevant amount of money.
Oh, and when you're a kid, I mean, so this is the 80s. I did not think to currency convert for like inflation, but
I left a note to do that, but then I didn't do it.
I mean, I'm sure any of you can go to inflationcalculator.com or whatever that is. I feel like everything has kind of doubled in value since the 80s. Like, it's probably worth about $40 or $50 now, right?
Right. So in high school, that is like a very significant amount of money.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm imagining being in high school and getting the equivalent of $50, and like, that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, even now, I'm like, if I got $20, my life is good.
You can still do a lot with $20.
Yeah. I don't know if you could get to a Gourmet Scum gig. Like, I'm assuming there'd be like Ticketmaster fees and like, various taxes and stuff. By the time you're done, it's like a $60 ticket. But I mean, you could probably get a decent pizza for $20.
Honestly, I would probably only pay maximum $20 to see Gourmet Scum now.
Yeah.
So in the 80s, no.
Like, I'm imagining rolling up to like Sub T downstairs, or maybe Kohl's, handing the door guy a 20, maybe even gives me $5 back, and that feels like a good evening. And then I can, and then I got money for a drink left over or something.
Yes.
But yeah, a band called Gourmet Scum, anything more than $20, it definitely does not feel worth it to me.
No, I agree. And it sounds like there's mixed reviews of this band.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that too.
All right. So yeah, let's get into the episode. So Caitlin and Trish are at 13 Busy Street, the local pizza place, when Melanie sees them inside and goes in to show them that she got her braces off.
Hey.
A big moment in any teen's life.
Truly.
So Diana and another girl join them, and Melanie treats everyone to pizza and Cokes on her, and they all rejoice.
We get a little bit of the classic sort of like Degrassi off-camera conversation that's clearly improv or something.
Oh, yes.
Like the kind of conversation where you can tell there was minimal direction or input from the supervising adults. And so Caitlin and what's the other? Trish?
Trish, yes.
So we've got Caitlin and Trish. they say something like, "Oh, do they have small pizzas here? Oh yeah, they have small pizzas here. Oh great, I think I'll get that."
Well, and then they're also confirming that the small pizzas are in fact delicious, which I was like, why would a small pizza taste any worse than a large pizza? It's essentially the same thing.
It's definitely never a like thought process I've had of like, "Oh, they have small pizza here."
Do you think the small pizzas are good though?
I think they're good. I think the small pizza is good.
The greatest small pizza, in my opinion, is the Pizza Hut personal pan pizza.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I like a good pan pizza. We could go on about pizza. We just talked last week about how much I love tavern cut pizza. I feel like there's no bad pizza.
It's not difficult to improv a conversation about pizza because there's just so much to say.
Yeah, there's plenty. And yet somehow I feel like I'm left wanting more.
One thing I did want to note is that 13 Busy Street. I don't even think it's 13th Busy Street. It literally just says 13 Busy Street.
Yeah, sure.
They have an after school pizza special, $1 a slice.
Wow.
So she could have just bought 20 slices of pizza. They could have had a real pizza party.
I mean, I again, getting back to like, I love the sort of narrative device that we get out of a $20 bill here. Like, she could have really done a lot more with the $20. So like you're saying, she could have maybe just been like, slices on me. That's $4. Like, she could have it feels like she spent all of the money.
She did. She spent all. We find that out later because her mom is not happy about it. But I kind of like that she just like balled out and was just like, let's, night out. It's on me.
Yeah, it's symbolic. Like, this $20 like just symbolizes like she's feeling good. She's living like the champ. It's just like, we got to burn through this cash.
I was just going to say, it's burning a hole in her pocket.
Yeah,
also, she's making bank babysitting.
Again, if like 20, if we're just going to assume that the value of a $20 Canadian bill has doubled since 1987 or whatever, like, yeah, that's like a $50 payout for...
It's 1989, Paul.
Excuse me. But yeah, so that's good money. And that's a lot of money to spend on pizza. Whatever.
And Cokes. Don't forget the Cokes.
Of course, sure.
Joey also tries to he stops by the table with Snake and he tries to say hi to Caitlin, but she just no sells him. She literally does not respond. Yeah. And then we get Snake and Melanie just staring at each other until Snake and Joey finally leave.
These two are adorable.
It feels like a real interaction of high school students.
Yeah, I love it.
Paul, do you remember getting your braces off?
Well, yeah, I had braces as an older, not quite adult. I think I got braces like my senior year of high school. Yeah, so I did a couple years of community college. And I mean, I don't really remember. I think I was just like so over it that I don't even really remember getting them off. It was just sort of like, I don't want to think about this anymore.
I only remember getting mine off because literally a week or so later, I had to have all of my wisdom teeth removed.
Oh my God.
So this was a very terrible time for me.
That is it's like a phase of life where there's just pretty much no matter what you do, there's a lot of dental work that's going to happen. And it's all pretty major procedures. Like wisdom teeth removal is a big deal. Getting braces, you're getting metal shoved into your teeth and then they pull at your jaw.
Well, and every time you would go in to get them tightened or I don't know, whatever they were doing, it was very painful.
Yeah.
The last thing that I wanted to say is that it feels like because of Kathleen and Melanie's sort of falling out, I think that was just last week that happened. They're kind of putting together a new friend group here. So she's hanging out a lot with Caitlin. Trish is sort of around. Diana makes a couple appearances. So it seems like, because we lost some people who are no longer on, we don't have, Susie's gone. I don't know if there's anyone else. But Susie used to be Caitlin's best friend. And so I think they're kind of shifting things around a little bit.
Yeah, shuffle stuff up.
Yeah. All right. So then at school, Melanie tells Caitlin her mom was mad that she shared the wealth and spent all of her babysitting money balling out on pizza.
Yeah, that seems like a thing a mom would get mad about.
Yes, but also it's like, I don't know, it's her money. Like, she earned it. But I guess we'll see why her mom has a problem with it, because then she's trying to hit up the bank of mom later.
Exactly. Like, I don't disagree that it's her money, but it's also like, yeah, it seems like we get a lot of like notes throughout this episode that maybe Melanie isn't the best with money too. So
yeah.
that might kind of be why Melanie's mom is a little more upset about this choice that she made.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. All right, so Diana, comes by and she asks if they're going to see Gourmet Scum next month because tickets are going on sale this weekend, but Caitlin and Melanie are both Gourmet Scum haters.
Yeah, fair enough.
What kind of band do you think Gourmet Scum is anyway?
I mean, honestly, with that name, I would think they would be a metal band, but like everyone, all of these like middle school youth are into this band in a way that maybe it's not metal.
And a variety of like students, because
Right.
I kind of thought they would be like a punk band.
Sure.
And like, we find out later like Spike and Liz are really interested in going, but then like Shane and a bunch of people are going, like Snake and Joey. So yeah, okay, no idea what kind of band they actually are. But
I want to know what Dwayne thinks of Gourmet Scum.
yes, you're right. That is the opinion that we need.
Yeah.
Is Dwayne.
Where
How
is
does Dwayne feel about? Where is Dwayne? I actually don't know if we'll ever see Dwayne again.
It's really sad.
Yeah. Potentially R.I.P. to Dwayne.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got nothing else. Oh, this is where I was like, how much is $20 Canadian today? And then I did not answer that question. So Joey tries hitting on 2 girls at once, but they don't talk to 8th graders, and they're also not interested in being sexually harassed.
Huh.
They just kind of laugh at him and walk away.
Yes, correct. Good job.
BLT witnesses this failure to properly communicate with other humans and bets Joey $20 that he can't get a date by Friday.
And just here to dunk on this obvious loser. Like it's too easy, really, I'm sure.
And BLT specifically loves calling out Joey, and I really love that for him.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, but they're also clearly still friends because they have like a special handshake here, but then BLT also says it's the easiest $20 that he'll ever make.
So we once again sort of get $20 as a narrative device. We've got it like
Right.
at a pizza place. It's like facilitating like a bet. This is great. $20. Love it.
Yes. And we're sort of seeing all the different things that people like associate with $20.
Mm-hmm.
So like a night out with your friends, a bet to humiliate your frenemy.
Yeah. Yeah. A $20 bet even today that's like a pretty significant bet.
Yeah.
Like you better be pretty confident even now to like wager $20.
BLT seems pretty confident,
Yeah.
and judging on Joey's tactics, I think he's right to be confident.
Yeah. We'll see how that works out, but like, yes, it seems like a good bet to make.
And I also like that even though BLT is often like kind of trolling Joey, he's never like it doesn't seem like Joey doesn't seem upset by it. You know what I mean? Like it seems like an okay dynamic between them.
I mean, and I remember kind of having this relationship with like other guy friends at this age. You would sort of like razz each other, for lack of a better term. Like it would be a little bit more like rude interpersonal like dynamic than I think I would like participate in now. But
Right.
like that kind of attitude, just being a little bit more rough, like, who knows what that is, but
I would say in girl culture, razzing is a definite dangerous decision to make.
Like this scene would be very different if it were between like, I don't know, Melanie and
if
Caitlin.
like Caitlin was betting Melanie $20 that she couldn't get a date by Friday, it's just like it would be such a different dynamic.
Totally, it just sounds different when you like talk about it.
Yeah. All right. So Joey tells Snake about the bet, but Snake is annoyed because Joey is actually supposed to be waiting in line with him for Gourmet Scum tickets on Friday.
Oh,
Joey asks Snake to buy his ticket for him, but Snake can't because there's a limit of 2 tickets per person, and he was already going to get a second ticket for another friend, a girlfriend, specifically Melanie.
the way he phrases it, like, well, they only let you get 2 tickets, and I was gonna invite a friend. Joey gets this look on his face, like, yeah, me, I'm your friend.
Yeah.
What?
He's
what?
like, I'm your only friend because Wheels doesn't go to school anymore.
Like a friend?
So
What are you talking
who
about?
could you be talking about? So Snake shoos Joey away when he sees Melanie coming, and then he like pretends to be getting a drink from the drinking fountain, and then awkwardly asks her to go to the concert with him.
This is definitely a move we've seen from Snake before, where he like tries to play it cool and is like pretending to be drinking from the water fountain. This is the thing.
It's his move.
Well, and just like, how do I pretend like this is a casual, spontaneous
like I
meetup?
wasn't just waiting here.
Yes,
For
exactly.
Melanie. And it's also funny, like, Snake, like, cannot stand to have Joey, like, watch this happen. But Joey will just, like, ask anyone out in front of anybody.
Well, yeah, that's because Joey's kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wouldn't want to...
Snake is more sincerely asking someone out. So, yeah, I guess it makes sense that he would want more privacy for
Well, and Joey would maybe interrupt or like say something dumb, embarrassing, just in some way sort of try and ruin the moment, or well, he would ruin the moment, I think, by making it about himself. I think is the Joey way.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
Totally makes sense that Snake is just like, leave now.
But so Snake only has $20 and the tickets are $20 a piece. So Melanie's going to have to pay for her own ticket. And even though she's broke, she agrees.
Another adorable interaction between these two. They do have like a lot of like natural charm about their interactions.
It's a little... They're both too baby for me personally, but then I'm like, I guess that's like realistic.
It in a way, I guess it's adorable in a way that it's also like ill-fated, right? Like they really are determined on this show to like draw this out between these two. They never quite hit the mark with like getting any date to happen.
No, because spoiler alert, this date is also not going to happen.
Well, and previously we've seen them try and have like a movie date, but then that like, we don't need to get into it, but like that didn't work out.
Melanie lied then too. Is Melanie just a liar?
She's a bit of a liar.
Yeah.
She'll do whatever it takes, which, that is the Degrassi way. That's okay.
She's paving the Degrassi way of doing whatever it takes.
Yes. Good for her.
To get a date. So yeah, and it's, that thing where she just agrees in the moment because she's excited, and then she's like, I guess I'll figure that out later.
Yes. She's going to figure out getting money that she doesn't have to go to a show that she doesn't want to go to. Here we go.
But with a boy, she does want a date.
Hey.
And throughout the episode, and especially here, you can tell that she really just got her braces off because she very awkwardly smiles. And it's that when you get your braces off, it does feel weird to like smile and stuff. Your mouth like feels different. So she's got a lot of these like scenes where she's just like weirdly like smiling.
It's just like anything that's kind of going on with your like head area that's like changes. So like if you're a person that wears glasses and then you get contacts, speaking from experience, you will still go to like adjust your glasses even if they're not there. Or if you have long hair and then you get a haircut, it's like this different sensation for a while. And yeah, I also remember getting my braces off and that like funny feeling, that like phantom physical experience.
Yeah. Well, and you're used to like smiling with your mouth closed. You're used to like being embarrassed.
Right.
But then you're like, wait, I can just smile.
True. It's like psychological with braces too, not just like physiological or whatever. Yeah. Huh.
So Liz and Spike are also stoked on this Gourmet Scum concert, and they're both planning to go. Spike was able to save up her allowance to buy a ticket since Shane has been so good about paying child support. Joey asks Liz if she wants to go out with him on Friday, but she turns him down because she's going to be waiting in line for tickets, and she thought they were just friends.
Yeah, dude, obviously.
Yeah, he's friend zoned here.
Well, and it's just like they've been over this multiple times. Like, I'm not sure.
Why is he still asking her out? Does he actually like Liz? It really seems like Liz is just his default of like, well, she went out with me kind of before, so.
I mean,
he's not even went out with him, but she's been willing to hang out with him in the past.
I think that's it. She, like, unlike Caitlyn, Liz and Joey have sort of squashed whatever beef they have. And so I think to Joey, this must feel like the easiest starting point. Maybe she'll say yes. But, you know, like he can just sort of like, even if they agree to go out on a date as friends, I could see Joey like being willing to just like try and make that him winning the bet to BLT, you know, like I can see him planning this out and just saying like, well, even if we go out as friends, it's still, I could still tell BLT it's a date.
And it's good that that didn't happen because Liz would have been really pissed if he was like scheming again.
Well, yeah, that's just Joey though too.
But she knows better anyway. And she's like, yeah, I don't think so.
Good job, Liz.
Yeah. And so this is also when like child support comes up, but we're also going to see that come up a couple different times.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of come back to that. So Melanie tells Caitlin and Diana about her date with Snake, but Diana calls her out for hating Gourmet Scum and also for not having the $20 for a ticket.
Hell yeah, Diana.
I like Diana. She's kind of been around, but Diana's just like there to like share info and to like bring up other info. Like, she's just there with like facts. Well, you don't like this band and you don't have $20, so love it.
I love that for her. Yeah,
she's just like bursting Melanie's bubble here. Melanie thinks she can get her mom to loan her the money and then can pay her back after the mega babysitting job she has booked for Saturday.
Hell yeah, just go to mom.
Yeah, bank a mom. And then, yeah, Melanie also says they're going Dutch because they're splitting the tickets. And then she, like, asks Caitlin if that still counts as a date. And Caitlin is like, yes, it's still a date. So that's all. That's, like, kind of a cute, like, is it still a date? Like, they just want to go on dates.
Yes, it's, like, an adorable interaction. And, I mean, I could see, like, having this like interaction with Snake and somebody being like, ugh, but he wants me to pay, like, you know, like I think there's a lot of different ways that like interaction and like proposition could go. And so it's, I mean, obviously just for the sake of the episode, it makes the most sense, but it's also just fun watching that little interaction play out of like, you know, being the uncertainty of like first dates and stuff like that.
Yeah, because we've seen that before with Caitlin, too, where it's like, I think it's a date. I don't know if it's a date. Yeah, and that's just like a thing that I guess just comes up.
Adorable.
But yes, it's totally fine to split the cost of a date. Yeah. It's still a date.
Yeah.
And because Snake did the inviting, he's also he's waiting in line and he's picking up the tickets. So I feel like all social etiquette is like being met here.
Yeah, he's like putting in the legwork, which I think is, you know, time is money. Snake's time is valuable, and he's willing to spend it on getting this ticket for Melanie.
Yeah, he could be practicing classical guitar, but he's not. He's getting these tickets. Yes. That's all I know he does in his spare time. Yeah. Okay, so next we have family dinner at Melanie's, and she and her mom have both worn ties for the occasion.
I love that they match.
It's kind of weird, but okay, sure.
Yeah.
So Melanie asks about the Gourmet Scum loan, but her mom says no because Melanie's dad is currently behind on child support and things are too tight right now.
Yes, I like that we get, so you made a point to mention Spike and Shane's child support money.
Yes.
So then we also get like a little bit of like an adult context to like child support money. So I like that we have like the characters that we're already familiar with sort of talking about this, you know, kind of like bigger issue that usually only affects adults. And then we've also got like the adult sort of version of that playing out in the same episode.
And they both seem to be very like casual arrangements. Like no one seems to have like the court system involved. It just seems to be like, yeah, much more casual like agreement between two people.
Right, because the way that she's saying, she just kind of casually mentions that he's behind on child support money. Like she doesn't really even seem that upset, or that, like you said, like courts need to be involved. Like there needs
It's
to be
just like a fact.
Yeah, so that is a little interesting, but I'm sure we won't get any more information on that.
I like that Melanie's mom is so honest with her about like their financial situation like throughout the episode. And it's not ever to like scare her or to stress her out. It's really just like to be realistic about like what their situation is.
And so kind of going off of that could be why, Melanie's mom, we were told that she was upset about Melanie splurging on this pizza at the beginning of the episode, because she's trying to impart all this wisdom on her child, and yet maybe those lessons aren't quite like getting through.
Right, like that's why she's being open about it, but Melanie's like, what? I don't know. Just give me some money.
But I wanted to eat pizza and go to concerts.
But yeah, her mom says like her babysitting money is supposed to be for treats like concert tickets, and she needs to learn some financial responsibility.
Sounds like a fact.
Also, despite what we've heard from Melanie about how uptight her mom is, like no makeup, no bra, like, it seems like she's very controlling from Melanie's, previous descriptions.
Right.
But they actually seem to have a really nice and like open and friendly relationship. And like they do seem to like communicate pretty well.
Yeah, for all we've been hearing about her mom, it feels like a different, like it feels like they maybe decided to go in a different direction with like casting than the way they were sort of like building this character.
Yeah, because I was like, really, this mom is like so like rule heavy,
right? Like
I would have liked to have seen like her arguments against makeup, against Melanie getting a bra, just because like the way she's being portrayed now, it seems like she's pretty chill.
Maybe it was all financial. Maybe it was just like, look, you don't need makeup and I can't afford it. And
I can't afford Laura V.
Exactly. So, maybe there's like Melanie's sort of like understanding of just, my mom said no, that's annoying, versus like, maybe behind the scenes, it's like, we can't afford all this stuff. Like maybe
But she was saying that her mom was saying she was too young.
Yeah, but parents will say shit like when you have a kid nagging you for something, and like just simply saying no doesn't work all the time. Eventually, you probably just have to start making something up that's totally arbitrary and just shuts the conversation down. Who's to say?
Right. The last thing to note is that Melanie is, of course, having a giant glass of milk with dinner.
I love that you always note that. The milk
propaganda continues. There will be more milk discussions to come later in this episode.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So back at school, Joey asks Lucy if she wants to go out with the coolest dude at Degrassi, and she basically just laughs and walks away.
Yeah, she doesn't even say anything to him.
She doesn't say anything. She doesn't even really laugh. She just kind of smiles and walks away, technically. Yeah,
that's honestly the best possible response.
It's like, I mean, Lucy dates high school boys, so dream on, Jeremiah.
Yeah, my note is just that he totally embarrasses himself by trying to ask out Lucy.
And BLT is there to witness another defeat,
bro.
Oh, BLT. Oh, I forgot to make note of what it said, but he's got a really cool sweater on.
Oh, I missed it.
He throughout the episode, like BLT always looks really great. He's always got like a good outfit, a fresh haircut. He's never my look of the week just because a little too sports oriented for me personally, but I did want to give a shout out because it looks good on him.
You did give it up to BLT one other time, I think, in his like first sort of like speaking role episode. He was wearing that.
He was wearing the Max,
Max Headroom shirt. Yeah,
that's true. Because it was out of the norm for him. He usually is wearing like a jersey or something.
Yeah, he looked a little more punk rock in that scene.
Yeah, and he had like the hat with the flipped up brim.
Oh, yeah.
Then we have Shane and Spike. So Shane tells Spike he can't give her any child support this month because he's broke.
Yeah, so just more child support talk. Again, we've bounced from Spike, like introducing the concept of like child support money and how it's a thing that mothers need for their babies. And then we've got like Melanie's mom talking about how she doesn't have child support money. And now we've sort of volleyed back to now Spike is in need of this child support money and it's not there.
Well, and, you know, going back to Kathleen's dad, he also, his only obligation to the family is financial. So this is sort of something that's like reinforced socially, that like men's contributions to like raising children are financial. Because Shane doesn't even get to spend any time with Emma.
Right.
He's only like providing money. But then, yeah, you know, like Spike is, you know, and then as Spike kind of talks about, like, she's the one who's like doing all the work and who never gets to go out, never gets to like do anything fun. And she's really bummed here because she was like really excited to finally be doing something that like any 15-year-old would be doing.
Right. She was sort of counting on this money. She had like a pool of money from allowance that she said she was saving. And then she was like, you know, just expecting the like pattern of Shane giving her money for Emma to kind of keep coming through.
She's budgeting, like she's counting on that money.
Yes, exactly.
And then also this is really different from Melanie because Spike actually does have like a really strict budget because it matters. She's not just spending money on like treats and whatever. Like she has to actually like plan out like what she's going to do with money. So next, Joey tries asking out both twins at the same time, and they laugh in his face, and then they also make fun of his shirt.
Well, he asks both of them out at the same time, but the way he phrases it is, would one of you want to go out with me? So it's not even like... He's not even, first of all, he's not asking both of them. He's literally asking an arbitrary single
either
one
of them. Yeah, I guess either of them is.
It doesn't matter which one, but he just wants to, yeah, I love it.
This feels like justice for what a dick Joey's been to everybody. That he just keeps getting like shut down. Like every girl just laughs in his face. Like I even love that they make fun of his shirt. It's like kind of mean, but it's also like you're treating women as if they're just interchangeable. Like this is the whole like pickup artist culture thing, right? He's just asking anyone he sees because he just like wants to go on a date. He doesn't care about any of these people as individuals.
Right, like even before this bet, like the precursor to this bet was him just arbitrarily asking out two girls that we've never seen before. I'm assuming maybe he probably doesn't know who they are. He's just like indiscriminately like asking out.
I think they just had a
people.
locker near him.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's like a highlight reel of Joey just getting like burned over and over.
Yes.
Great
It's
stuff.
Fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah. No one deserves it more than Joey. All right. So then Melanie asks Caitlin to loan her the $20 for the concert, but she's broke too. She tries Diana and Trish, but Diana has been down this road before with Melanie and says no because it took her too long to pay her back last time. Whew. And Trish says her allowance is currently on a diet.
What is that? What do you suppose that means?
I think it means she's not getting the allowance that she normally gets or something.
I mean, yeah.
Or she's just kind of like, money's tight for me too. But I don't know what she's spending it on because I don't think she's going to the concert.
It just feels like a funny way of saying literally anything else. Like it doesn't mean it. Like my allowance is on a diet. It like doesn't mean anything. Like I literally have no idea what she's trying to say.
She's trying to say she's trying not to like spend a lot of money, I guess. But yeah, it makes it sound like she's not getting the money she usually gets, but we don't know why. Maybe there was a big Degrassi protest against Laura V.
Oh, and so money's tight around the Trish family household.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. But yeah, so this is kind of what you were alluding to before, where it seems like Melanie is sort of bad with money because it seems like, because I think she even says something to Caitlin about how it took her a long time to pay Caitlin back. previously. And
Yeah.
then Diana kind of says the same thing. And borrowing, like, yeah, if $20 is the equivalent of like $40, like that's kind of a lot of money to be borrowing from somebody.
It's a lot of money. I mean, again, like we said, like $20, $40, like even now as adults, but especially as like a middle schooler where you don't actually like really earn income, like this is a lot of money. So like $45 in current value, like.
Do you remember loaning people money in high school?
I do not have a specific.
Like, I feel like you would spot someone and
Yes.
maybe like buy something for them and then like they'd get you back. But like, yeah, I don't remember anyone like asking for like money.
Like significant amounts of money. No, that, I mean.
Or repeatedly asking for money.
Right. So it feels like this is a Melanie thing. It feels like this is like
Yeah.
a part of her, like characteristically.
Well, and maybe she does need to learn some financial responsibility
Yeah.
because it seems like she just sort of asks around until she gets money. I mean, she is also working, but
Yeah.
also did you get an allowance?
Yes. $3 a week.
Oof. All right, so it'd take you a couple weeks to save up
It-
20
yeah.
or $45.
It would just be like kind of a slog to like save up money for like even like a little toy, like an action figure would be like $10, like if I want that Ninja Turtles like action figure or whatever, that'd be like
Couple
3 weeks of allowance or more. So
Were you doing chores for this allowance or
I mean, passively,
kinda-
I think it was more just sort of like we would get the money. Like for me, I was just normally like helping out. I think probably the bare minimum was like keep your room clean.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think my parents are realistic that $3 wasn't that much money.
They're not demanding a lot
Yeah.
of effort to receive the $3.
Right.
I really don't remember if I specifically had an allowance. I mean, I must have. I definitely was not doing any chores though. So Spike tells Liz she can't go to the concert anymore because of Shane, and Liz is very mad on her behalf and also bummed that she can't loan her the money herself.
She calls him a pig.
Yes, she does call him a pig, which will also come up again later.
LOL.
And then we also just know from previous episodes that, things are also really tight for Liz and her mom because her mom was working at a restaurant. I think her mom is also a single parent.
Yeah.
A lot of single parents, actually. So Spike's mom, Liz's mom, and Melanie's mom are all single parents.
Yeah.
And it seems like they all sort of struggle financially, which is so real. Like if you're just, a single parent household, that's going to be a lot harder to support not only yourself, but yourself and a child.
Oof.
Melanie tries psyching herself up to tell Snake that she can't go to the concert, but she can't. And instead she tells him she forgot to bring the money, but she'll have it tomorrow.
And like, you don't know if this person will just decide to move on. Like it feels like a big feels like a big social gamble to sort of back out on a plan or, like, I don't know. It just feels like one of those things where you don't want to risk it almost.
Yes, I totally get that you're just like, I don't want to blow it because
Yeah.
I want to go on this date.
Yeah.
But I do also feel like it's the kind of thing where if you say no to something, but then you propose an alternative suggestion, I feel like that's the way out. Is if she had just been like, oh, I'm broke right now. Could we maybe do something else?
I mean, totally. But also like going to a concert is like a very specific kind of date. And so like trying to propose an alternative to that is just like, I think it'd be hard, especially at this age with like not a lot of money. I think it's like hard. It would be like hard to like feel like you can top that like offer with something that Yeah. So there's a lot of pressure here in this situation.
And I guess also these two mostly just stand around awkwardly looking at each other. So they're really not that great at like communicating.
Yeah, not a lot to talk about.
Yeah. All right. So Melanie's mom is on an after hours work call when she gets home from school and asks her to grab some money from her purse to go buy more milk because there's never enough milk.
Is this a milk emergency? Like
it is an extreme milk emergency. They need milk right now. It cannot wait until this phone call ends.
I apparently not. Also, just really quick, we get like a nice long shot of like Melanie's mom just talking about what are the proofs. She's got like
The proofs. I know. I was like, ooh, does she also work in publishing? She's got the proofs, or she's expecting the proofs, but they might not come till Monday.
give me those proofs. But so I gotta give it up to Melanie's mom as my look of the week.
Hey.
Oh, I'm just really into the pattern and the color of this cardigan. And, not a lot else to say, but also I just love a good phone with a cord, a corded phone.
Oh, yeah.
A perfect accessory.
I'm looking at your screen grab, and I would actually associate this as more of a 90s print. But so we're getting it right at the end of 89. So I guess it's sort of that transitional going into the 90s, but yes, a very good print on her cardigan.
Ms. Brody is on it. And you can check out this look on our social media. That's at I'm Sorry Okay Pod on Twitter and Instagram.
Hey. Melanie grabs a little money for the milk and a little money for herself as well.
And just borrow it.
Well, I'm sure nothing could go wrong. Oh yeah, Paul, did you ever steal money from your parents?
No. Oh my God.
No, I don't. Any petty crime you want to admit to?
No. I was not I hesitate to use the word thief because that makes it sound so horrible, but I was not taking advantage of my youthful sort of, you get a little bit of slack when you're younger, I think, when you commit petty thievery, some stealing. I feel like you get a little less in trouble than when you're an adult. But I did not.
Lucy and the stealing.
Right. Yeah. No, it just wasn't for me. I was not living that high and large.
So it's Friday. So BLT reminds Joey about their bet before school, and Joey tells him that he'll be there with his date, but he doesn't actually have one yet.
Whoops.
Snake asks Joey who he's going to go out with, and Joey sort of admits that he hasn't really had any luck yet, right as Caitlin walks by. So Snake asks him to just ask her.
Yeah, come on, Joey.
Do it. So Joey finally does ask her out for real, and she sort of hesitantly says yes. Joey tells her it will be his treat, and then they actually both seem pretty stoked about it.
Yeah, Snake really hypes up Joey to go for it with this convo. He's just do it, dude. Come on.
She's like the girl that Joey is always sort of looking at, saying hi to. That's most of their exchanges. But Snake can tell that he likes her. And
Snake, Snake's kind of riding high on his date that he's he thinks he has with Melanie.
Right,
so he's trying to spread this positive emotion around.
Yeah, he's everyone should go on a date.
Yeah.
And Caitlin is also wearing my look of the week.
Hey.
All right, so she's wearing this seafoam green button-down shirt with the sleeves rolled up, and then a dark green and black checked pants with a black belt.
She looks cool. She looks like she's in a Target, like a 90s Target ad with her little stack of books that she's carrying around and everything.
Yeah, she sort of looks like she's 30, but I love it. She looks like she's going to do some research to write an expose.
I'd say I agree with you, but not in a way where it's it doesn't make sense that she's wearing this outfit.
It's just a very, it's kind of an adult look, but she looks cool.
Agreed.
Great color scheme. So then Caitlin tells Melanie that Joey asked her out and asks if she can tell her mom that she'll be at Melanie's tonight so she can go. Melanie is down and so excited that they both have dates.
We're dating 2/3 of the Zit Remedy.
Yes. Caitlin asks her how she got the money for the ticket, and she tells her that she borrowed it from her mom.
Yeah.
Caitlin's face does not approve, but she keeps her opinion to herself. She really gives her a look and then just kind of walks away.
I mean, what do you say to somebody like Melanie at this point?
This is clearly not going to turn out well. And so it's just well, I don't know. You're in it. So I guess we'll see what happens. So then Liz overhears Tim and Luke talking about the concert and finds out that Shane is planning to go with them. And she immediately tells Spike, who immediately confronts Shane. Oh, and then I just love that Liz can't wait to be like, I knew I hated Shane. She can't wait to share this info. When you like don't like someone and then you're proven right, and it's just like, yes, I am sorry, but also I am vindicated.
Yeah, like I really love giving you this horrible information.
Yeah. So Shane once again does himself no favors and tells her,
You know, you're lucky I'm nice. Lots of guys wouldn't give you anything.
and that the money he gives her is for the baby and not for concert tickets. Shane, like, gross, dude.
Yeah, bro, like
You don't get to dictate
right.
how she spends the money. You don't know what she's spending the money on. Like, maybe she's spending her, because actually she said she saved up her allowance for her ticket. So she was counting on Shane's money for like some other kind of expenditures related to the baby.
Right, like she is being responsible with her end of the money. Well, and also Shane is acting like his money is his money, but but it's agreed upon her as her money that he is giving to her.
Yeah, you don't get to like give the money and then have all these like strings attached to it.
Yes.
I go back and forth because sometimes I feel bad for Shane because I think he's in a bad situation and he's not necessarily a bad person. But then every time he gets into it with Spike, he's just like such a jerk.
Liz was right. You are a pig.
Yeah, he just kind of has a bad attitude. I don't really know how else to put it. It's just sort of like listening to him talk. It's just like, dude, shut up.
You want to be involved, but then he once again, he doesn't want to be inconvenienced. He always wants to be involved as long as it doesn't really inconvenience him. And she is calling him out in front of all of his friends.
Right.
But yeah, he's still just, whenever he gets defensive, he just says like the worst, like kind of like men's rights, like garbage.
Yes.
So then Melanie gets home from school and her mom is looking for that $20 bill.
Where is it?
Where could it be? She asks Melanie if maybe she took it by mistake when she was buying all that delicious milk. But she lies, and she asks if her mom can just get more money from the machine. Melanie. Her mom's like, you can't get what isn't there, or something like that. She's like, that's not how the ATM works.
Kid.
Then the phone rings, and Melanie finds out that her mega babysitting job has been canceled.
Whoops.
Goal.
Literally writing checks her ass can't cash.
Yes. All right, so after seeing a movie together, Caitlin and Joey meet up with Michelle and BLT at the pizza place. Caitlin offers to grab Cokes for everyone, and then Joey says he'll pay, but she says it's on her since he already paid for the movie.
Yo, hell yeah. Also, really quick, we get like a little bit more dialogue between Joey and Caitlin, where he likes all of these elements from the movie that they just saw, and she thinks the whole thing just like sucked. And
she's like, I thought that was stupid.
She's like not afraid to say it. Like I love that for her character.
It reminds me of the project that they did together.
Yes.
I love that they did the same thing and that they're still sort of like in a fun way disagreeing, because she's not like, no one's being like argumentative.
No,
but it's just like, it's the same fun thing where they both feel totally free to like share their opinions even when they disagree. And they actually do, from all of the relationships that we've seen, they kind of do have a good relationship with each other, even though Joey is always like kind of doing terrible things to Caitlin.
Well, yeah. But yeah, this part of their like dynamic is really fun, like every time they show it. Like I like that.
I like Caitlin because, she's one of the only female characters who just acts like herself.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the other characters sort of change themselves when they're interacting with boys, or like they hide certain things about themselves, or like they're just not honest. So I really like that Caitlin is like she's herself, like regardless of who she's interacting with.
Absolutely.
Okay, so she and Michelle go to grab the drinks, and then right as they're walking back to the table, BLT is paying Joey for the bet while loudly revealing that it was a bet.
He like can't resist this, and it's such a like fatal flaw with Joey here. He can't resist like laying down all the this cheesy line.
When Joey Jeremiah says he'll deliver, he delivers. Yeah.
He brings it up. Yeah, like BLT isn't the one to initiate it. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Joey brings up the bet.
And he's like wasting time and like just sort of gloating and being a creep about his raw animal magnetism. It's just like, why don't you like wait until school? Like where the place where you made the original
Seriously.
bet, like I don't know, but like that's Joey, right? Like he really just can't. He can't help himself.
No, he has to gloat because not only is he on a date, but it's like a good date.
Yeah.
And a good date that he has now ruined because Caitlin obviously hears this and is super pissed. And she tells Joey that she changed her mind and the drinks are on him, and then very carefully pours them out on his head.
Yeah.
The scene, the execution is leaves something to be desired. Like I would have preferred if she just threw the drinks right in his face.
Yeah, it's sort of like when they get into a fight on this show, and you can just kind of tell
very carefully choreographed.
They're being careful with one another, and that's all you really need.
Kings of Safe style. Okay, Joey. Okay, and then she kind of storms out. So Joey follows her outside, and he rips up the $20 bill to prove to her that it wasn't about the money, and that he really just wanted to go out with her.
This scene is so dramatic, and I actually, in kind of a good way, like they're really swinging for the fences here. It's like
it's also raining all of a sudden.
Yes, you've got like rain, you've got Joey ripping up cash, you've got him like pleading dramatically that he only cares about her.
Yeah,
it's really good.
And Caitlin's even like, "Oh, the money."
Yeah, it's very. No. It's yet again we have $20 acting as this narrative like symbolic device, and like him ripping up a 20 is like a powerful moment in this otherwise goofy episode.
Well, and because I think that Joey's a little bit spoiled. I think money doesn't really seem to be much of an issue for him.
Sure.
We see him because he's very cavalier with money too. When he and Snake and Wheels, when they have the sleepover and the car accident, and he's like, "Let's spend the band money." Like, if there's money, he just kind of wants to spend it. So yeah, we're seeing another different relationship to money where if he's got it, he wants to spend it, but it also doesn't matter that much to him. Mm-hmm. And so this $20 that like Melanie is so desperate for, like kind of means nothing to Joey, because to him it means more that, you know, Caitlin doesn't hate him because he really likes her.
True. So like the value of this money like changing depending on like who is holding it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, you know, once he tears up the money and he kind of gives her this speech, like she softens up a little bit and she, you know, tells him he can still walk her home.
I love that she is unapologetic about the Cokes though.
No, she's like, he's like, it's kind of like sticky. And she's like, well, you deserved it. But then they're kind of joking about it. This is where it's funny because there's all these elements that make it a bad dynamic between them. But then it's the most natural. They seem the most like friends out of everyone that we kind of see dating on the show, which is like the crucial element of a relationship, right? Is like actually being friends.
Yeah, just being honest with each other. Like Caitlin is consistently honest with Joey. And Joey, I think, to the best that he is able, I think he's consistently honest with Caitlin.
Yeah, I mean, you know, in general, he's like a full of shit person, but he's as honest as he can be.
Yes, it is like peak honesty for Joey here.
Oh, and then the one other thing I wanted to mention is when BLT and Joey are alone and talking, BLT asks if Joey paid her to go on the date or if she's hypnotized. Like, he really can't believe that anyone would, like, go out with this dude.
Well, yeah, that's accurate.
All right, so back at Melanie's house, Melanie asks her mom why her dad's child support payment is late or why he's behind. And her mom says she doesn't know, but she's sure that he would send the money if he could because he loves Melanie just like she does. And then she gives her a big hug.
Wow.
Then her mom starts talking about how disappointed she is with herself for losing their grocery money.
Mom.
And Melanie finally tells her that she took it, although we don't actually get to see that.
Yeah,
It's
it
one of those things where it's like a big conversation with a parent, and then they often just cut it out, and then we just like see the aftermath.
I like it, kind of like we got like our big emotional moment between two like actual characters on the show. I think it makes sense to sort of pull back on like another big emotional moment between like one consistent character on the show and one that is like just brand new. Like, it kind of makes sense that they don't want to wait, like, for lack of a better term, waste time with all of that for somebody that we don't even really like know that well on screen.
Sure. And we can all imagine what it's like when you're getting in trouble with your parents.
Yeah, we know Melanie gives the rundown to Caitlin like soon enough. So it's like, what more do we need?
But yeah, this is another just a good example of like Melanie's mom is just like so cool because even though like, you know, Melanie's dad is behind, she's not like trashing him to Melanie. She's just like, she's still trying to be supportive, and it seems like they really co-parent and that like everyone in the Brody fam has like a decent relationship with each other. And you know, and Melanie like has to tell her mom because her mom is being like so sweet to her, and it's like, you can't keep lying to this woman.
No. Yeah.
And because her mom is like, I was doing so well with budgeting. I can't believe I lost this $20.
Oh, God. Mom,
laying it on thick.
Yeah. Do you think that's authentic, or do you think that's just mom's tactic to like get the truth out of Melanie?
It could be. It didn't seem like she really suspected her. I mean, she did ask her about it. But it seemed like she thought she just, like, lost it. And, like, she was going to use that money to buy groceries. Melanie, don't you want to eat?
No, she wants to go to this show for a band that she doesn't like.
Yes, well, understandable. Okay, so the next day at school, Melanie tells Caitlin she's grounded, so she may as well have kept her braces on because life sucks.
I guess so, sure. Those things are connected.
Yeah, then whatever. Snake gives her the ticket, but she tells him that she can't go because she's now grounded. She asks if there's anyone else he'd want to go with, but there's not.
Buddy.
Honestly, I get that Snake is like bummed, but I felt like he could have been more understanding to like someone getting grounded.
Yeah, she's grounded. What are you gonna do?
It's not like she doesn't, like, she changed her mind and she just doesn't want to go. Like,
well, and this is kind of what I was saying before, right? Like, this is maybe why she didn't want to like back out in the first place, because she was maybe worried about this exact situation where he gets kind of like just sort of like babyish about the situation and like doesn't really meet her halfway. So like,
right.
It like, even saying that you're grounded feels like an easier, not like cop out, but just like it feels like an easier like thing to tell somebody that you can't go out with them.
Sorry, I spent all my money on pizza and Cokes.
Right. So like the initial plan of just telling him like, actually, I don't have money to go, that feels like that could be a situation where he would just be like, okay, I guess. But so like you were saying, like getting grounded, he still can't even like handle that. So like, you know, it's sort of like almost vindicating for her behavior throughout this entire episode that he does in fact react this way.
And so maybe she kind of knew he would be baby about it.
Right. Well, to that degree, it's sort of like, yeah, so is this guy worth it? I don't know.
No, but he's the only guy that's asking her out, and she just wants to go on dates.
Ah,
All right, so then Melanie overhears Spike telling Liz that her mom told her that she would just give her the money for the ticket and she would even watch Emma, but now the concert is sold out.
heck.
So Melanie offers her the ticket for $20, and we end with a freeze frame on Melanie.
20
and the
bucks.
20. And actually, the credits technically start rolling before the freeze frame, which is like a little mistake in the episode.
Do you think it's a mistake or just a directorial choice? Production choice?
I think it's a mistake.
Okay. I definitely noted, though, that it's a different format for the credits this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so once again, like the 20 bucks, it even gets like the last line in the episode. Like
the last line and the freeze frame.
Love that. Good job, $20. You really pulled your weight.
The true star of this episode is the $20. So, Paul, do you need to address your enemies today?
I guess I didn't have anything written down for this, but the more we talk about it, I think just Snake, like, it's just sort of like,
yeah,
dude, you need to be more approachable. Like, if you really want to, like, make this happen, like, if you're really trying to date somebody, like, you need to just chill out.
Because it's also like, he doesn't even ask her, like, do you like Gourmet Scum?
Yeah.
Like, he's just kind of like, I want to go to this concert. I'm going to ask Melanie to go to this concert. And then it doesn't work out. And she's like, well, maybe we could do something else sometime. And he's just like, yeah, maybe. Yeah, Snake he's definitely a baby in this episode. He wasn't even my enemy, but now I want to address him as my enemy as well. Like, don't be a baby. Grow up. Just make another plan with her.
It's easy.
Seriously.
And she's like running around doing all this just to try and go out with him, and then it doesn't work for her. Her efforts, all of this stuff that she tried to do to get this to work, ultimately fail, and he can't even meet her at that.
He doesn't know about all of that because she also didn't share anything with him. She just kept being like, oh, I'll have the money for you. She doesn't even tell him why she got grounded. So sort of in his defense, he doesn't know the details.
My point is it shouldn't matter.
Right.
Oh well.
I guess my only other enemy in this episode is Shane, and it really is just like Shane just needs to like think before he speaks. Or maybe he needs to like take a women's studies class or something.
You are a pig.
Like, Liz is not wrong. Like, he really is like pretty sexist towards Spike. And like I said before, very like kind of men's rights vibe, which I don't love for him.
Yeah. He and Snake, I think, have similar issues in this episode. Really, I think they both could like. It would really help them both out to just like take a step back and like think.
They both want to do what they want to do, and then when that doesn't work out because of like a woman in their lives, they're both just like baby about it. So my enemies are the babies in this episode, and I don't mean Emma.
Can't relate. So I struggled with this one this week, but ultimately I related to Diana because I would also feel the need to gut check when someone claims to not like a band, but then would go to see the gig just for a date.
I also related to Diana.
Hey.
Because she's got all the information, she's making sure everyone grabs their tickets, and she is an accessory queen.
True.
She's got glasses, she's got a bracelet, she's got a belt, she's got like all kind of necklaces. I don't know. She's got all kinds of stuff going on. And she had her nails done, which I also appreciated. Like,
special shout out to Diana for look of the week, I think. Like, obviously neither of us went with her, but like, if you, she was just killing it.
For me, it was a lot going on, but I appreciated it.
Yeah, no, she looked great. Oh well, maybe next time, Diana.
Yes, maybe next time. So, friend, what did we learn today?
Today I learned that if you're not into the band, don't go to the show. And definitely don't lie and steal to get to the show for the band that you don't like. It's just not worth the trouble.
Today I learned not to lie to people because they're probably going to find out about it. Melanie ended up stringing Snake along when she knew she couldn't really afford to go to the concert, and then he was really bummed, but if she had just told him up front that she couldn't afford it, then maybe they could have made other plans that didn't cost $20 that she didn't have. Although, given our previous conversation, maybe Snake would have just been a baby about it anyway. Joey also could have told Caitlin about the bet at any time and gotten ahead of it by saying it was just an excuse to ask her out, but instead, he got coked. Shane also could have actually been a cool dude for once and let Spike go to the concert, but instead he got called a pig in front of everyone. Because he lied.
You can listen to I'm Sorry Okay, a Degrassi podcast on Acast, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you enjoy what we're doing here at I'm Sorry Okay, be sure to give us a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts.
And thanks for listening. You can follow us on social media at I'm Sorry Okay Pod. OK is spelled O-K-A-Y. And email us at I'mSorryOKPod@gmail. That's it for $20. Next week, we'll be watching Taking Off, Part 1.